Yes, everybody, my name is Stephen Howson. Welcome to Transfer Talk. We are here in our hotel room over in Perth, Western Australia, after a 24-hour journey to get here. Do you know what? The flight wasn't even that bad. Do you know what was bad? Standing in the airport, waiting to get through customs. But we are here, we are in our hotel, so forgive, there might be a little bit of an echo. This might not be the straightforwardest stream that I've ever done in my life, but we are doing them. We've got the transfer news collated for you, and we're going to be giving it to you. And if you want to come and check out the stories while I'm here in Australia, and when we get to Singapore as well, then head over to Mr. Stephen Howson on Instagram and come and follow me on there if you want to see all the stories and all the little stuff that we'll be doing every day, as well as these. And there'll be vlogs coming out each and every day as well. So let's get straight into the transfer talk then, because it does seem that there's probably been some kind of movement on the go. Sergej Milinkovic Savic, 24 years old, bit of a box-to-box midfielder. I like what he does in the final third, but he also cuts around about the place. Gazzetta dello Sport have said that United would only go in for him if Pogba is sold, with United ready to offer 72 million. Makes a lot of sense. He is Pogba-ish in the way that he plays the game a little bit. 2.3 tackles and interceptions per game in Serie A last season, compared with Pogba, who only had around about half the tackles and less than 20% of the interceptions per game. So certainly would offer a lot more without the ball. Can he do the same on the ball? I don't think so. 7 goals and 3 assists in all competitions last season. 79% pass completion in Serie A. Pogba about 3-4% higher than that. It's an obvious kind of choice to go for somebody like that, but I would see probably Bruno Fernandes being a better option than that. Although I can see the argument made that Bruno Fernandes would be someone that you would want if you had a lot of the ball, which is why I could see Manchester City being really in for him. Milinkovic Savic being a little bit more aggressive and a little bit rougher around the edges is someone that I could probably see fitting in maybe the number 8 slot rather than the number 10 slot. So possibly could be someone that plays alongside. I don't know. Maybe he's looking at being someone more of a Herrera replacement, or for me, he's similar to Pogba, but not exactly the same. So I think that, yes, it makes sense that you can't really shell out 72 million when we're still desperate for a centre-half, arguably desperate for a right winger, and should Lukaku go, which looks like it's increasingly likely to happen, you can make a big argument for us needing another forward in the mixer as well. Now, a new name that came about this week is Mario Lemina. The MEN are saying that Lemina doesn't plan to be at Southampton next season, with United, Arsenal and Leicester all interested in signing the 26-year-old. Likely to be used as a squad player for Manchester United rather than being first choice, or at least I hope so. In the league, pass completion last year was 86%, a little bit higher than what we've got with Pogba. On Wednesday, he posted a montage of his highlights. Gives the impression that he's looking to impress the clubs and get a transfer away from Southampton. I think there's been some talk that I saw something earlier, but I can't remember the source of it, that United aren't interested in him, and they think that United have been linked with this guy to start a bidding war, which is definitely something that happens with this club, isn't it? So for me, not 100% sure that this is going to be a player that we definitely want. For me, certainly isn't a player that we definitely want, but we're going to cover it every time that we're linked with somebody like this as well. Now, somebody that we might actually be interested in, he kind of fits the mould of players that we are looking for, is Nikola Milenkovic. DiMarzio's reported that United have made a bid for the Fiorentina centre-back, 21 years of age, and that United are also interested in a centre-back back in January. Averages 1.6 tackles last season, aerial duels, definitely one of his key strengths, 3.1 aerial duels, 1 per game. The guy is 6'5". When I've been talking about that United would like to play out from the back, but I still think that if we had Tuanzebe and somebody like Lindelof playing out from the back, teams that go direct against us, those lower half of the league teams, probably bully us a little bit, because I don't think either of those players are dominant in the air. Milinkovic is. I like him for that. There's other areas of his game that I'm not sure are elite. I certainly wouldn't call him a world-class player, but dominant in the air, he definitely is that. So if we was looking for that sort of thing, I'd be up for it. 81% pass accuracy, certainly comfortable on the ball, but not someone that you think is playing a lot of passes into the final third. A lot of key passes, certainly. You're not really going to get that Fiorentina are looking for around about 50 million. United have tabled around about 40 million. For me, probably good value in the market, really. Probably better value than Maguire if they're pushing for 80, 90 million, which is bananas. If that's truly what they're going for, there probably is more value in going with someone like a Milinkovic, but doesn't quite fill that leadership category, which is something that I think we desperately, desperately lack. In terms of the outs, same every week, innit, at the moment. Paul Pogba. Agent Mino Raiola come out and said, to be honest, myself and Paul Pogba agree. This team isn't what we thought it would be. They're in the middle of a huge decline, and I don't want Paul's talents to be wasted in his prime. He deserves better. Whoa. Can we just roll through that again? Myself and Paul agree. This team isn't what we thought it would be. They're in the middle of a huge decline, and I don't want Paul's talents to be wasted in his prime. He deserves better. He's not just saying that, he's saying him and Pogba agree on that. Whoa. Does this not have massive alarm bells for all the people that are defending Paul Pogba? Look, the guy gets a lot of unfair criticism. But if you're coming out and basically saying, get me out of here, then get him out of there. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is absolutely one of the hardest jobs in football at the moment. It doesn't get made easier by people who don't want to be there. You've got to have a full, right team spirit and a mentality that you're all in this together. If you don't truly believe that you're all in this together, it's going to fall to pieces. So despite the comments from Pogba and his agent, Solskjaer, he's had to come out and make these statements, hasn't he? He said he's a great talent, great professional, and he's never been any problems. He's got a heart of gold. ESPN said today that Pogba isn't pushing for a move away from United, but he just wants reassurances that the club are heading in the right direction. There's loads of talk that United just would point blank refuse to sell him unless Real Madrid or anybody else met the valuation that they've got of him, which is believed to be somewhere in the region of 150 million. And I think they're absolutely right to. This isn't a player that's at the end of his contract. This isn't a player that they have to sell right now. If you want him, you need to pay. Simple as that. And if you want him, you're going to have to pay somewhere in the region of a ridiculous fee for him. This is probably the most valuable Paul Pogba will ever be in his career, because another year older, another year closer to the end of his contract, next season, the season after, he's not going to be going for that. If United want to cash in on him, they've got to play hardball this summer to be able to get the best price for him. And I think they're absolutely right to do so. Right, that is it from me. If you're in the Perth area, hit me up on Instagram or on Twitter. I don't really want to do any sort of official meet-up or anything along those lines, but I'm definitely going to come and hang out with everybody, so let me know what's going on, and I'll come down and I'll have a couple of brews with you. See you in the next one. Laters.